Hey everybody, welcome to my channel here. Today I want to talk about how I package original paintings. So here with me I have my original Crimson Tempest painting. It's very strange dimensions, but this is going to be going to its new home very soon, and I thought I would just take you along with the packaging process and show you how I package original paintings. So first things first, I like to recycle packaging. So whenever I order a package for myself and it comes with like stuffing material, also bubble wrap that's still in good shape, and especially boxes. If I ever order anything and it comes in like a very canvas shaped box, if the box is still in good shape, I like to hang on to it and recycle all the materials. Because one, not only does it make my life easier, but two, it's also very good for the environment. But with our painting that we have here today, because the dimensions are so weird, it's 12 by 36 inches. I do not already have a box that's going to fit this well. So what we're gonna have to do is take a box, kind of like something in the back there, like an extra large cardboard box that hasn't been like folded or anything yet, and I'm gonna cut it down to size. Also, I don't really stick to a super strict way of packaging originals. Sometimes it varies how I package different things, kind of based off of the painting, based off of the size. So I'm just going to show you kind of the very general way that I package paintings. And on to the materials that I like to use. And again, some of this will vary. So some of these items I will use sometimes I won't use them. It depends, but I thought I would go over everything that I have here with me. So first things first, we have acid-free tissue paper. And then we have this kind of foam wrapping material. I don't know the name of this, but it's kind of like a very thin foam. And then bubble wrap. I use quite a bit of this. This is actually not super thick. It's a little bit on the thinner side. Tape, and I use lots and lots of tape. I will go through so much tape. These are not folded yet, but these are protective corners, big sheets of cardboard, sheets of foam board, and then this is a little bit on the thicker side. I would say this is about 1 inch thick. Additional like packaging or stuffing materials in case there's still extra room in the box. And then last but not least, but the box, and in this case we're going to use the box in the back here. And then the last thing before we actually get into packaging, but what comes with the original painting when you order a painting from me. Of course you get the painting, but I also send it with a certificate of authenticity, which is going to be very hard to see, but it comes with a seal, and then it is protected in like a plastic sheet. And then I also include a handwritten thank you note from me. So for the first layer that we're going to do, we're going to use the acid-free tissue paper, and I just use a very like small tape for this. We're not going to use a big tape quite yet. And I would also like to mention that I always vacuum the area before packaging just to minimize any debris that might be included. All right, so I'm not the most talented wrapper, but I definitely do my best. But because of the size of this piece, it took 2 sheets of the tissue paper, but there we go. That's our first layer. The next thing that we're gonna do is the kind of thin bubble wrap. Sometimes I will use this foam board, not foam board, but this foam packaging material next. But in this case, I'm just going to go straight to the thin bubble wrap. All right, and with the bubble wrap, this is where we are going to start using the big tape, and I will typically do about 2 or 3 layers of the bubble wrap. there are now 3 layers of bubble wrap on here, and everything has been reinforced on every side with the big tape. And it's usually at this point where I'll just tape on like the certificate of authenticity, and then the thank you note will just get taped on right here. At this point, we've got the certificate of authenticity and the letter on here, and now I kind of like to reinforce it a bit with something solid. So I'll either use the cardboard sheets or I'll use these like foam sheets. And I think I'm gonna use the foam for this one because it just perfectly fits the size of this canvas. I might have to cut down the top a bit. But yeah, so we're just gonna almost like sandwich the package or the painting between 2 of these styrofoam sheets. Alrighty, so to cut this foam board down, I'm just going to use a ruler and then a razor blade. Just be very careful if you do that. I have a box cutter somewhere, but I do not know where it is. But yeah, the width of this right here is perfect. Just the top of it needs to be trimmed off. So. The foam board is now cut and it's pretty much perfectly sized. A lot of times I will say tape does not want to stick to this kind of like styrofoam board. So instead of like taping it together a lot, I'm going to try to just build the box around it. So. After unfolding this box, it actually has a lot of nice folds that kind of like fit the canvas very well, but what we're gonna do, there's like a little bit of space. I don't know if you can see. There's a little bit of a gap right here, and what I think I'm gonna do, instead of just like filling it with like filler or bubble wrap or something like that, I think I'm going to score the box like down the long way here so that we can just create a new fold. I have scored along this entire length here. As you can see, it fits very nicely now, the canvas. And then we'll just kind of continue to add like score lines along the cardboard box here so that it perfectly wraps around the canvas. We're almost done, so close to being done. I think this side I still have to score and fold this over, but there might be like a little sliver in the middle here where there might be some exposed foam board. So we're just gonna add an additional piece of cardboard there to protect it. It's very hot in here, and it's always a very long process to like customize a box for a painting, but we are done and the box is properly fitted for the painting. So what we're gonna do now is just tape it up like crazy, and I mean crazy. Alrighty, so we are all done. It's definitely a workout building a box to go with the painting too. And it's not the most beautiful thing that has ever been made before, but it is super, super secure. I also did add a little bit of stuffing in here so that it's just, the painting's not going anywhere. It's held really tightly in there. Yep, and we'll be good to go. This is also about as hard as it gets, because more times than not, I typically will have some sort of box that I'm able to put a canvas in. This is just kind of the rare case where it was really weird dimensions, this canvas, and I didn't have anything even remotely close to this. So the last few things that we'll do is I'm just gonna slap some fragile stickers on here and the address, and it is ready to be sent to its new home. And then lastly, I like to hang on to all of these little bits and pieces that we cut off of the main box here. These could be used to make corner pieces out of, or they're even great for smaller paintings. So I definitely try not to throw anything away. Anyway, thanks to everyone who has watched the whole video. Give it a like, that will help me out. And lots more tutorials to come. Thank you.